Hey guys and gals, let's build the Galaxy Explorer by LEGO Space Systems. Set number 10497 contains 1254 bricks. So here we have the instruction manual. We're going to take a quick look at this and then we'll start building. So I'm going to be breaking this build down into several pieces. So a word from, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Kjeld is Kjeld Kirk. I'll just call him Kirk because it makes it easy for me to pronounce. So he's basically the grandchild of the founder of LEGO. That guy is lucky, I'll tell you. Yeah, we enjoy using the toys that the founder, if I'm pronouncing it, Ole Kirk Christensen. Even if I think that's Danish, I'm not sure, but I mean, his grandfather was brilliant making this building toy. Great inspiration. A classic revisited, and for those who don't know what it looks like, that's what came out in 1979. Here it is today. And from what I've heard, this is superior to this. Now, I prefer the old models because it kind of brings back that old vibe that I grew up with. Well, I haven't built this one yet, but I'm going to tell you guys and gals we're going to be in for a treat. And this is also the 90 years of play. LEGO's been around. A classic revisit, and I hope LEGO does more of these. Now, just as a spoiler, everything is printed. So this set's going to start off definitely at a 10. A Journey into Space. And you could always download these manuals and read them on your own. Sets 924 Space Cruiser and 918 One-Man Spatial were similar in design but smaller than the Money 928 497 Galaxy Explorer. And of course right here, that's where I read it from there. And then we got the minifigures 1978 to 1984, and I do remember these. They look almost similar to these, probably some subtle variations, plus we have some different colors. These from 1987 are kind of boring, and this one just kind of looks weird, and it's like we went back to classic again. So I think honestly LEGO needs to keep the classic feel that we all grew up with. You don't need to modify. I mean, the head's fine, but the spacesuits, I keep those as vintage as possible. And some more documentation. Ever since I began designing LEGO models in 2020 or 2012, I have an updated version of the Galaxy Explorer. Well, this one definitely does look upgraded from the design team. And you could read that at your own leisure. I don't want to sit here and read the whole manual to you. Okay, so the build looks like it's broken down into two sections. And what I'm planning on doing with this is I'm thinking of maybe just doing bags 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in their own videos. So we'll see how well it goes. I think if I'm running over an hour and I'm just doing 2 bags, I'll just do 2. So I think that's what we're going to start with. So, and the manual does feel like more of a newsprint style. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. So let's begin with bag number 1. And yes, this is a bedside build. Okay, look at all those goodies in there. Let's see what we can do about that. Okay. So I already have a brick exploration. If you want to see that, you're more than welcome to. Have that in the link in the description. I'm going to upload these as I get them done. So you may not find parts 2 and 3 or whatever until I get them filmed. This has already been released, so dusty. I'm not going to, you know, there's no date to release this. This is when I get it done. And this set was provided to me by LEGO as a gift for doing my half-baked reviews, my honest reviews. So And honestly, I think we're going to be in for a treat. I looked through the manual, it looks pretty straightforward. So I think we are going to be pretty much mesmerized with it. Page looks a little bit discolored there. So we're going to have to decipher what that is. Looks like it's a black plate, a black 1x2 plate. So now, just by looking at the color palette, it looks more like a vintage Technic set. So, and the whole goal about these is to see the build quality. You know, how's the build quality? Is it entertaining? You know, is it a hard build? Is it swamped with stickers? Well, when I did the unboxing, I didn't see any stickers. So obviously. Now, the color palette, you know, you probably won't see a lot of greens or oranges, purples, any oddball colors. Because back when I was a kid, we didn't have these bright colors like we do today. So, everything was pretty subtle with like a handful of colors. When I was a kid, I mean, there was probably, you had more fingers on your hands than you did colors in the Lego color palette. So it was pretty limited, but you had to use your imagination. You know, like yellow. I used yellow for building walls on a house till I got enough white bricks. White, when I was a kid, was rare, but yellow was pretty common. So I'd use yellow as maybe a tan. Red would be my brown. Okay. So everything you see with graphics in here is going to be printed. So we're going to do this as more like an exploration type thing and stuff like that. So this is just meant for fun. This is just a fun build, like most of these are. It wasn't like reviewing some other sets I can't mention right now. Because they haven't been released yet. And I got a big treat for you guys and gals. I could just tell you. It's the castle, that big kingdom castle that Lego has produced. And that was given to me as well. So they're not for reviews, it's just for fun. So just imagine building that. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know how I'm going to do that or when am I going to get it done. Don't know yet. I think we're going to be building a bunch of accessories. I'm hoping it's mixed, not where it's straight accessories and nothing else. In fact, this reminds me of building the Death Star. I wish I would have documented my whole entire build journey on the Death Star. Never did, though. Yeah, so kind of updates on things if you're watching these or just listening to them. I've been working non-stop. I'm tired, I'm burned out, not with Lego but with work-related stuff, and I'm missing an aerial. There it is. And I'm getting behind on building guides right now. You know, mainly just one guide is the big house that I've been working on and stuff like that. And some things just take forever. You know, and I really would like to get the Michael Myers house done. You know, as a building guide for you to purchase. And you know, I'm not one of those type of people that wants to rush through the job and get it done in a hurry, because I don't want to give, you know, some out there do that, and I'm not that type that just rushes through it and that kind of thing. Okay, so what does this thing do? Like some kind of, this is something you'd see like in Star Wars. It serves drinks. Maybe it takes samples or something like that, so that's what you build first. And, well, the next thing we build, well, is the Galaxy Explorer, I think. Yep, there it is. That's what we're building next. So they jump right into the big build. It's like you're building like one of those Minecraft sets where you're building tons of small things. But yeah, I don't want to give you guys and gals some crummy building guide. And now I did on my Patreon, I noticed some people leave me some pretty honest reviews. This is not what I was expecting. I had one guy that said, I was expecting at least 2 or 3 big houses in a week. You think I'm going to sit there on the computer, make big houses for $5 a month? You know, right now I'm just using Patreon as a backup for my buildings things. You know, I'm just using it for that, and I'm just kind of like, dude, you're not hiring me for consignment. I can't get them done that fast. I'm not a person that gives you half-baked work. You know, let me make sure. All right. You know, I want you, the builder, to have a great building experience. You know, I don't want to give you something that you can't build or something that's impossible. Yeah, by the time I'm filming this, we're in the first week of September. And it's been like in the high 100s, like 115, 120 degrees. My goodness, the weather just doesn't stop. But in about a week and a half, we're not going to be, it's going to be like, next couple days it'll be like 110, 115. 10 days, we're going to be dropping into the 80s. So, 20 to 30 degree drop. I mean, I can't wait for that, because I can go outside and do fun things again, not sit in the house running the air condition 24/7. That kind of thing. Yeah, so far it's not too bad of a build. Now, when I was doing the unboxing on this, I really complimented Lego on these things and said, you know what, I want to see more printed stuff. Now, when we get further into the build, you'll see the printed stuff. Or if you want to just watch the build progress, you can. But I think we are in for a treat today. I know there's a lot of people there who do speed builds of these. And I just think speed builds are for little kids. Keep the little kiddies entertained. We're adults here. We don't need to be doing the speed builds. I don't want to do them, to be honest. And I know some of you have been asking me, am I ever going to get the new sets to do this stuff? And yes, this is it. Another question somebody had asked me, am I ever going to do the new Lego, Lego Ideas or Lego Creator Lighthouse? If Lego provides it to me, yes, but if not, no. Because why? I could just build my own. You know, I don't need to engineer or borrow somebody else's idea. I can do my own. And that's the 6th hole here. Of course, if you don't know, just look on the book right there. Okay. Alrighty. So, making sure I hit the record button. Sometimes I get sloppy on these things. Yeah, I just can't wait for the holidays. Actually, I can't wait for cold weather. And they say our summers are going to be pretty warm out here. Like in the 60s. Or our winter is going to be in the 60s. Roll my eyes thinking, no, I don't want it to get hot. I want it to where it's cold outside. I want to be able to feel that, you know, that when you walk outside, it's just that you get zapped with that cold air and stuff like that. Not sweat my buns and go out for a jog or something. Not do that. Maybe I should have read this ahead and just did mirrors on this. I may want to just savor the moment on this set here and just build it very slow. I mean, savor the moment and just take my time. This is not a review offer, so I can just slow down and enjoy it. Not, oh, I have to get it done by a deadline. That's the thing though with Lego though. Their deadlines are pretty steep. I know since I've been in this review thing, the ambassador thing, I'll tell you, if you don't message them back, if they contact you and say you need to respond, you know, it's kind of hard when you have a day job. Sometimes I get the impression that they want me to quit my day job just to do this all the time. You know, I'll do that if they put me on their payroll. But right now, I'm sorry, Lego, but the day work's got to come first. That's what pays the bills, and I think that goes together like that. So this is just a very crude frame here. Huh. Okay. Okay, we'll flip it over, and we got one of the things I hate the most is stacking two plates. Now, as far as for keeping this set together, there's some pretty interesting pieces. Most of the stuff is pretty basic, so I may keep this one together. I don't know yet. I don't know. I just wish Lego would bring back the old stuff. You know, bring back the really old sets. We already obviously know they won't, but it would be nice if they did. Okay. Oh, and if you're watching this just to build along, cool. I'm missing something here. Hold on. Okay, I wasn't paying attention here. So, this white thing goes here. Okay, I was like, am I missing something here? No, I wasn't. I just wasn't paying attention. Stick that in there like that. And we got to build more stuff. So, these type of sets that I normally would never buy are a treat. Like, I'm not a space guy. I don't really care much for the space sets. They're cool to look at. But this is part of my childhood when we had these type of things. I had a few space sets, and it was just the wow factor of them. You know, like, you used your imagination. A lot of kids today don't know what that is. When we were kids, we had the imagination run wild on these sets. Now, since a lot of us Lego fans are now full-grown adults, okay, I see what we're doing here. Since we're full-grown adults now, we can build the really cool stuff we never did when we were kids. You know, we didn't have the parts, or the parents didn't have the funding. So now it's like we get to build whatever comes to our imaginations. Not only that, especially if you have a full-time career, you can do that. But also, we have more parts than we did when we were kids too. We can build whatever we want. Sometimes you have to raid the kids' bins as well. Like if you have a son or daughter that's into Lego and they got a few parts in their Lego bin, I'm sure they won't mind if you take a few pieces out of those. I still wish I had my childhood Lego collection, but I don't. But it's just old memories. Okay. This is a pretty elaborate frame here. Looks like we're making a travel trailer or something. Okay. For those who've been keeping up on things, finally finished up Under the Dome, and I forgot how that ended. Finally watched the ending of Under the Dome, and I was like, oh, yeah, now I see why the show was kind of lame at the end. I couldn't remember. And boy, you really have to fight to get that on there. Maybe I'll have to get enough transparent parts to make a dome. Trap all the vintage space sets in there. Okay, we got a mirror here. So we're going to build both of these now in mirrors. So the one I'm going to be focusing on is the left, and the right is our mirror. If you're watching this, you don't have to do this. Okay. You don't have to do this. I do this just to speed up the build a little bit. Now, I mean, I could take my time, you know. Remember in school, we always were taught to read ahead. I guess it comes in handy with Lego too. Alright. So these are like this. Well, it only goes in one way anyways, huh? As long as the red pieces are on the right-hand side, we're fine. This thing's kind of lopsided. I mean, it's a pretty rigid frame, but... Alright, let's see here. Is this a duplicate here? Alright, this is a little complicated. Let me look here real quick, guys and gals. I'm making sure here. This is a mirror. Yes. Okay, so the next part of this here is the mirror. So we're going to start doing this. It's got the trap door, it looks like, or some kind of a loading door. Let's put this stuff over here, and we'll slide this out of the way. So we're going to start building both pieces. So I don't know how many bags I'm going to do in this installment right now. Or we can just flip that over. This is the main one I'm focusing on now. If I had infinite amount of parts, trust me, I'd be coming up with some pretty crazy ideas as well. You know, I'm not Mr. Moneybags, I can't do that. I did have somebody ask me a question though about Patreon, you know. Why, you know, what's all on Patreon? It's just basically my archives of building guides and that kind of thing. It's basically if you like to support my work. So that's pretty much what I'm using that for. So if you like my builds, like my mocks and stuff, that's pretty much what it's for. Some people don't know, or some people think they're purchasing a consignment job or something. I'm like, no, I don't do those on there. Just got to remember, this one here is the one I'm focusing on. This is the one that I'm mirroring. So I just have to kind of look at it and make sure that I'm seeing a reflection there. Like, yeah, I am reflected. It's like if I were to put a mirror here, I would see a reflection of that. And then this piece here goes here. As you can see right here, that's what it goes to. And then we already got this guy done here. So I can put this together on this side. And then, there we go, it's mirrored. And we'll stick this one here. Okay, I almost pinched my finger in there too. Yeah, it's like a Technic set, alright. Now, if you're not a fan of Technic, you know, or if you just don't like Technic in general, this probably is not going to be the set for you. What was the point of sitting that one stud piece in there if we're sticking these right here? And then this one goes here, and I'm still on step 30. I don't know how many steps are in this book, but I know it's going to be a lot. Okay. Right. Looks good. Then we got to make some kind of arm thing. Okay. And then let me put this in. Well, then it doesn't really matter which way it goes, huh? Matter of fact, my hands are kind of nasty looking. I got done demoing my old gazebo. It was ready to fall over. It had a lot of dry rot. And now I'm waiting for it to cool off because I'd like to be able to put a fire pit in that area. So now I can probably do some builds by campfire. That'd be pretty interesting. I'll have to see here. Maybe we'll do that one day. A campfire build or something. Okay. Now I think this is supposed to tuck under here. I think we're supposed to put it like this. It's supposed to be like that. Okay, so this just fits under here. So if it looks confusing, yeah. Even I was kind of lost too, so just stick that in there like that. Okay. And we only need to build one door, because you only got one 6x8 plate. Okay? So now, hopefully I didn't mess up. I don't want to have to take that apart. The beauty of these, though, I don't script them. They're not censored, so if I boo-boo, you will know it. Okay. Matter of fact, right before this one, I got done unboxing a Minecraft set. And I've been chomping, well, that thing really did go chompy. I've been chomping to bits to put this stuff together, this type of set, because Minecraft sets after a while are getting pretty boring. So, you know, what do you do when you get a set that you just don't really want to put together? It depends. For me, if it's a review offer, I have to. Okay, I was looking for one of these. And then this. Okay, it goes like that. Alright. Now, this piece here, and we attach the door in this area here with the studs on the left hand side, so it goes like here. It doesn't feel like it fits in there. Is that how far it goes? Oh no, it goes in the beam. Okay. Now, you already have the other side done, but first we got to install it here. So I think this goes... Wow, this is actually bigger than I thought. And this set retails for $100, 100 US dollars. I mean, my goodness gracious, this is huge. I mean, it's already taken up the camera's full, it's taken up the whole frame. Now, I'm going to blast through this one real quick. Okay, I could tell you right now, I think I forgot a piece on the other one here. There's one piece that I forgot. And I believe that there's supposed to be a red piece that goes in one of these little areas here. So it's underneath the plate here. So I could just swing that out of the way and stick this in here. So, you know, sometimes I'll mess up. You know, I'll miss a piece, I'll mess up, and you know, that's just how it is. So, and we'll take that back around. And so far it looks pretty good. See, this is the one we mirrored right here. Looks just like it. Okay, then we set this on the other side. So we're going to do just that. Wiggle, 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 jiggle. There we go. Stick that right in there. I think that's probably about 16, 18 inches long. I mean, this is pretty big. You're not going to get cheated out of this one. If you're buying this as just something to mess around with over the holidays, you can. And guess what? We got another mirror here. I've been doing that in my own manuals too, so doubling things up. So I really want to see this thing built. Not in a bad way, a good way. Like I said, I'm not into space, but these type of sets are always fun. And here, and then this goes like this. I thought I was going to put it all the way through like that. No, you want to put it like this. And the next guy is this here. I think I'm only going to be doing 2 bags. I'm starting to get a little tired. Or an hour's, or maybe over an hour's worth of work. We'll do that. Okay, I think the best thing to do is put the Technic pin in the middle hole. And then stick this on here. Same thing with this one here. So it's like a sub step. Or sub step, I don't know, I get myself lost. And I am craving right now for peanut butter cookies. That does sound good. Except one little problem. It is too hot to run the oven. I mean, that would really heat up my house. And since I have an electric oven, that would cost more money. So I don't do all my baking anyways until late at night. And I believe that's done. So let's see here. We just done this one here. And I think it goes like this. But we're missing a pin that goes in there. I think I'm missing a Technic pin. Did I forget to put one in there? Yes, I did. There's supposed to be a Technic pin in these 2 holes here. Let me make sure. What color is the pin? Black. And man, that's unusual. I'm missing one of these. Or did I put it somewhere where it should have been? I don't see any pins. I got 2 here, which you need. You got these. So, do I have to get up to find one of those? So this is the thing I'm missing right here, is this pin. Now, wait a minute. Maybe that's not, wait a minute, that doesn't go there, my bad. Just like this. Must be the landing gear. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I made a mistake. The pins are actually in here, they're in backwards. So I'm going to have to take this out and flip that around. How painful is that? Well, that's pretty well fused. I have to pop this out and put the peg on that side. So, go figure. My bad, that's my mistake right there. I don't grade on mistakes like that. Why? Because that's just because I wasn't being observant enough. Now I'm observant because I already made that mistake. Now mind you, we haven't built any real bricks yet except for that little robot and that little droid. We haven't done anything yet because we've been putting together Technic. I'm just going to be honest though, if you're not into Technic, the set may not be for you. Okay. So it does indeed look like that. Okay. And we're getting close. We've got to put together the minifigures. And these go on the sides. So, that's nothing bad about Technic. But it makes good platforms, though. So if you're building a vehicle, yeah, Technic does do pretty well. I have a friend that sold all his Technic that he gets. Like, you need to hang on to that, because if you're building stuff like this, Technic does come in handy. Now I got to build the minifigures. I forgot all about this. Well, this guy here. Now, you know that Everyone is Awesome set. I wish they would have brought out the figures in rainbow colors of the spacemen. There you go. And for bag one, oh yeah, this comes with it too. Bag one, excuse me, is for the chassis. So this is all pretty much Technic here, like an old school Technic set. And we get a few pieces here left over. All right, let's continue on with bag number 2. We get in here. Yeah, since it's been hot, I've been huddling up into one room of the house, cutting down on, keeping the whole place cool. Okay, so this one obviously looks a bit different. We have a bunch of plates. It's not like it's Technic. So we're going to need our chassis, flip that over, and we're going to start plating the bottom of this here. That's a lot of plates, Jay. Yeah, you need a bunch of this. I mean, look. You got to make sure you really stay on top of this step here. Make sure everything's lined up. And we start placing them on this as the instructions show us. It's a lot of pieces in here. And I am bumping into things. Let me back that away there. I need to have that constantly rub into the mic of the camera. Make it sound like there's a windstorm going on in here. Okay. And 2 1x6s here. Oh, wow, that's not really holding on by much there at all. And they show a 2x2 plate, a red plate that goes here. So we'll put that there while we're here. And then we got to fill this in here with some 2x6s. So far it's not too bad. Just a lot of plates. At least it's not. At least we're done with the Technic for now. Hopefully that's it. Now I'm not much of a Technic person, but some sets are pretty interesting to build. Oh, there it is, right there. So it looks like bag 2 is mainly the underside of the ship. Now when you put these plates in, you want to work these in very slow. You don't want to just rush and put these in because that's how things break. And Lego's getting expensive. You don't need to be breaking parts. So make sure everything looks pretty good. And this is the underside. In fact, I also, today I watched the old Star Wars, like the theater version of it on 16mm reel. And yeah, that's nostalgia right there. It plays into Star Wars. And I mean, it's all old and crackly and stuff like that, but those things are always cool to watch like that. The updated versions are pretty good too, but sometimes I prefer the real deal. Alright, so there we go. That's basically what we just did. And yes, we got to finish up with more plates. Look at that. Woo, that's a lot of plates. I mean, most of this is what's going on the bottom here. So the designer of this, he really went out of his way to do this, to make a enhanced version of this build, because this is enhanced. This is where the frame will start really taking up shape. I think this is the landing gear right here. So I think these are supposed to come out. So this is actually pretty much a whatever this is called, a Galaxy Explorer on steroids. This doesn't go in, this one does. Because this one's going to be doubly enhanced. I mean, really just packed with details, which is good. I'm always for the details, especially something that was made well over 40 years ago. Matter of fact, it's so sad I'm older than this spaceship, the original one. But you know, these things are always cool, especially when they revamp them. I wish Lego would bring out the old one. Now, I just remembered something. A friend of mine told me this, that there is an alternative model for this. So guess what we will probably be doing? We'll be building the alternative model too. And if you like, I know really nobody comments on these things, but I can do that in a build as well. So if you're interested in that, I'll probably already have it done, but and maybe display these side by side. Okay, we'll see what we can do. We will see. And I believe that's it. Sometimes if you're not sure, just hold it up. Looks just like the picture. Okay. Maybe we might be heading to bag 3 after all. I'm going to make sure here. This pops out here, and this goes in here. I saw it here like this. It didn't. Oh yeah, they do. They have the little arrows here. It's like, what? But no, this is what you see in the Mario sets. Kind of flimsy there. Hope we can strengthen that up. But that's pretty. That's pretty slimline there. All right. And then the 2 satellite dishes. Wow, this is really just detailed. Now I have a friend of mine that bought this. He said the set is really good. So we shall see. And these pop out too. So I think what these are is these fold out like this for you to set it up. I think it does that. So it's at an angle. And when you're done, You just push them back in like that's pretty cool, actually. But right now, we're going to leave them folded in because I have a feeling we're going to have to flip this thing over here. There we go. Yeah, that's what it looks like there. That's all we did. Now we got to flip it over. Now, the build quality so far, this is pretty sturdy. It started out pretty flaky, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, it is sound. It's not going to be a brittle Brenda and fall apart on us. Okay. And start sticking these. Wait. I messed up. I'm glad now I checked. Okay, that's going to be hard to get out. Alright, there we go. It's supposed to go in between there, not next to this, but in the middle. And they have a red... In fact, they should have showed this piece in here before that, because I would never have seen that. This thing might be space-worthy after all. Alright, put that in there. There's two transparent reds, which are here. That would be the only place to put them anyways in there. Must be just filler pieces at this point. Alright. Well, so far so good. And 4 of these. They're kind of hard to see there, but there they are. Let's start with the round bricks first. Alright, first this goes here. And then the bricks in the middle, the round bricks. We'll just pack those in there. And then there's 2 more we got to remember to put in. Matter of fact, I bet if you forget a few pieces in here, it ain't really going to matter. But these might be critical later on in a later step. And we have transparent red. We have Lily have to go through. Okay, it goes here. There's a whole opening there. So this one just goes right here in front of this plate. Push this all down in there. So you're going to have to really watch yourself when you're building this. Like, go through with it. And then these go here. And I'm going to take it that this is probably the cockpit of this ship. The reason why I'm saying that is you have these offset jumper plates, and I have that feeling that's where the crew is supposed to sit, right in here. You build enough vehicles, you kind of know what they're doing here. We got the steering wheel, so obviously the steering wheels are going to come in later. And then haven't found the other piece yet. We'll just stick this in there now. Get that in there, push it in really slow so we don't bind it and break it. Actually, there's a flat tile that goes in here. And a 6x6 plate. Nice, the inside looks pretty cool. I had a few requests for spaceships, and I thought, I can't get into those. It's not really my thing. Okay, I was indeed correct. Steering wheels do go in here. Put that right there. And we got, I mean, this is a fancy spaceship, and we got these dinky little things. I mean, Lego has never let go of these. They have been around longer than I've been breathing, I think. So you get a top angle like what the book shows, And then these go here. Printed. These have been around too a long time, so pretty cool to see those being revisited. Alrighty. Let's start here at the end. Not sure how much pieces we're going to have for bag 3 if I decide to continue on. I don't know yet. Okay. And is this going to be one of those mirrored things? No? Okay. So we can start on this one now. New piece right here. New to me anyways. So I'm taking, this is probably part of the rear. This goes on this thing here. At least it sits flat. So we can press all these down here. As long as that's right in the middle where this kind of moves around, I think we're fine. And we got to build 2 of something. Did not want to flip over. So 2 of these regulars are not mirrored, just build them. We're just going to clone them here. And yes, probably some of us haven't seen blue bricks in years. Well, there you go. 1x8 bricks too. Blue when I was a kid was rare. It's still rare today. I'm not really into building things. I mean, you really can't build a building out of straight blue. It's just oddball unless you're into space or something, but and that goes like that. And some 1x1 bricks, place those in the corners, and a couple of these. Now let's see what's next. Okay, it's kind of sad when you have sub steps. You have to really watch what you're doing. Alright, so it's these things. Now, when you put these in here, you're not going to be able to press down on these plates because this will just work itself loose. So what you may want to do is just hold underneath, put these in. You don't want to just put this down like this. And I'll show you the reason being is because of that. It'll buckle up there, and you don't want that to do that. So it's better to be playing it a little safe, just to hold underneath. And then these go onto here. Looks just like the picture. Yeah, so for $100 so far, from what I can tell, you're getting a very good build. This is something pretty good here, and these go. Alright, let's make sure here. Am I missing something here? Hold on, did I skip a step or something? Oh yes, I did. We're not done with that yet. It's like, am I missing something? Yes, I was. There's supposed to be something that goes here. Okay. Sometimes when the pages stick together, you just don't know. I have to make a few boo-boos in these. It'll end up being too scripted. And then these go on the bottom here. Oh, we need an inward slope too. See, I'm kind of forgetting things. And it's in by 1 stud. I'm assuming it's probably very critical. I was looking at that piecing. Boy, that's pretty flimsy. What they should have done, though, they should have put it like this. Put this piece on here instead, because that makes more sense. That's what I was saying. They had that piece in there all that time, and they want us to do that. That was kind of half-baked, but there you go. And then you have to take these, rotate these around, and these fit in here. Where do they fit? They look like they go in here somewhere. Did I skip a part because it's just sitting in there, or what? It's like right here, but let me make sure here real quick. I may have made a mistake. Well, I'm missing something here. So I did forget to put 2 Technic pins in here. So I need to find the band that had the extras in there. And put those in there real quick. Okay. And dropping them all over the place. I was looking at that thinking, man, how do you attach those in there? So let me go back a few pages here. Let's see. So it's in this hole right here. So I can just drop this out and just skip a hole. Stick that in there. I hope that thing closes back up. Gonna be a whoops. Yeah, it sure does. Pretty flush too. And then these go in like this. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Hope we don't make any more serious mistakes and have to really tear this thing apart. Well, these are probably the front part here. They just sit. Okay. Best thing is to start with the smallest plates first. It's easier. It wants these, but if I put this in here first, I'm going to have a hard time pressing that down in there. So I like to have a little bit more room to just finger those in. And then we will stick those there. 2 round bricks. And I'm missing 1 round brick so far. That go in the odd parts bin? No. Make sure it's not hiding anywhere. I remember I saw a piece rolling around here. It could have fell on the floor. That's exactly where it went. So, okay. We got bag 3, but we missed, or did I just not finish it up? Boy, I'm really getting sloppy here. Okay, so I actually missed a bunch of steps here. So I'm just going to have to backtrack what I did, because those go there. And these 2 here go in the back. Okay. Okay, I see the other 2 corner plates. And these go, I believe, right here. Yes, they do. Yeah, I probably missed 1 step, and then there's some 1x2 bricks, which can go here. So yeah, you notice you're missing pieces, just take it very slow, like what I did. And then I only have just this left. Okay, I think I'm going to brave it. We're going to do bag 3, and that's what we'll end this installment. Looks pretty basic so far. Mostly big stuff in there. So maybe this will go quick. At least this container is numbered. I'm missing 1 and 2. I don't know what happened to those containers, so I have to find them. Okay. We're going to put together another minifigure, so we'll do him real quick. Yeah, lots of little round pieces. When I make a new review table, I'm actually going to put a lip in front of it to prevent the parts from rolling off the edge. It's another one of these. This one's got a little bit of a... The model features the same 4 astronauts from the original set, only their helmets have been slightly modified and now feature a stronger chin strap. I kind of figured there'd be some subtle differences, you know, but to me it looks pretty close. That's all that matters. Okay, bag 4, and I have a feeling that's probably mirrored. Let's take a look here and find out. That's right there. And okay, they are mirrored, but what they did was they came in here and they did 2 steps. A pretty clever Lego, but we're smarter than that, so we're going to mirror these now. Okay. Sub-step. What is this? What is this? Just regular step. Step 60. Very basic. Hey, looks like we're building a Minecraft set. For those who hate Minecraft, there you go, right there. I gotta build a mirror here, so. Okay, they rushed through it a little bit. So the track piece is supposed to go here. So yeah, when I get this installment done, since this is already a release set, I'm going to go ahead and just post it right away for you to enjoy or digest or fall asleep to. And you know, some people have told me they listen to these while they're working, you know, which is pretty cool. And that's fine by me. I mean, I guess some people want to hear some talking or some noise. Or maybe if you're cooking a meal or something like that. And okay, things are getting kind of confusing here. We have it looking like this. This goes here, which means we mirror it here. And this goes in here with a red 2x4 brick. Very basic parts at this point, except for the frames. There is some newer pieces in here, but I bet you this is probably going to be durable compared to the original. Now, I personally never have owned the original spaceship, so I have nothing to compare this to. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's probably reviewed this that has both, that could do side by side. Okay. This one's got a lot of little pieces here, so let's start with the 1x4 bricks first. Okay, and we have those weird bracket things. I think these go here. Yep. And is that a hollow stud? Looks like it is. Maybe we should have stuck the studs in there first before we did that. Those are hard to put in. And some round tiles. Like round 1x1s right there. Okay. And more stuff. Looks like let's put the Technic pins in here next. Now, if you're not sure, you don't have to put both of these on at the same time. I wouldn't recommend it. So what I'm going to do is put the correct one on first. So if I make a mistake, I don't have to yank this one off. So I'm really going through this very slow right now. That's why I'm kind of quiet. I got to focus on this one. I don't need to be making too many mistakes today. Don't need to be doing that. And there's some yellow studs here. Well, that's really hard to put that in there. You gotta have some pretty small fingers to put those in. Oh yeah, and this set is rated for 18 up, so this is intended for full-blown adults. Although I can see probably a smaller builder putting this together, a younger builder. If he or she's got the patience, it'd be pretty easy. Now, this one here goes here. So, probably pieces together like that. There we go. Now I'm not putting this other one on there just yet. Reason being is I don't know what's next. Now the next piece we got to build is another mirror. Okay. So 2x3 bricks, and those are very hard to find now. You know, with the whole shortage of oil and stuff like that, sometimes we have to, you know, especially with today, you have to cherish and treasure building stuff with Lego, because you never know, this may disappear one day. Not to get into that whole thing, but you just don't know. And this goes right here. Okay, I was looking at that gap there, but no, that's where it goes. Now, the next side, let's skip ahead and see here. And let's see if we are correct. Let's rotate this around. It's pretty easy to move. You just got to be careful where you hold on to it. And now remember, we mirrored. That's what we mirrored there. Looks pretty close. Looks exact. So we'll slide that right in these two holes. And the next person, or next piece, is here, which is the same thing. So yeah, we just stick that in there. See how much time I just saved? Imagine if I was building just one of these, I'd still be working right now. Alright, so. Alright. The color palette for this spaceship uses only colors that were available in 1979, when the original product was, except for color, 194 medium stone gray, which is this. Color 194. So they must use 3-digit colors. So that's what medium stone gray is. There's another gray, what they call old stone gray. I don't know the official name of it. I wish they would have told you that in here. But it's pretty close for me anyways. Plus this gray is a little more cheerful. Alrighty, so we have to get 4 of these round bricks. We're going to have to pay attention to detail here. Alrighty. Whoa, where are you going? You don't go rolling off. There we go. And it looks like that's about it. Oh, this one looks nasty here. All that we're going to have to put together. Let's make sure that's not a mirror. And indeed it is. Okay. guys and gals, like I said, if it gets to be too much, you don't have to do that, but just read ahead. It will save you time if you're on a deadline building this for a young builder or something like that. So at least they're keeping with the theme and using original colors. That is the thing I'd like to see. You know, nobody wants to build out of modern colors. Although I think it'd be cool. You know what would be really cool is making a Friends version of this. Maybe they should make a Friends version. Boy, that would really that'd really trigger some people. If you notice, so this is what we grew up with. There wasn't a whole lot of colors in Lego back when I was a kid. We just had to deal with it, and that's what we did, you know. Had to imagine. Like if you want to make a swimming pool, dark blue was the only thing you had. You didn't have light blue, you didn't have Mazurk blue, you didn't have medium azure, you didn't have any of those colors. So dark blue was your pool. Sand was yellow. Okay, I want to make a beach theme. Well, there you go, yellow sand. That's pretty much what we did. Alrighty. And see, now we can start putting these together. I mean, do I save time doubling steps up like this? Yeah, you do. You do. And a set of 2x12 or 1x12s. I gotta remember now, the one that's closest to me is the one that is one we're building from. Okay. And a couple of studs. Yeah, I haven't really been working on tutorials lately. I got a bunch of ideas, but once workload lightens up, I'll be able to do more. Of course, I've already had a few people complain to me already about it. I can't remember if transparent green was around back in those days. I think it might have been. I know they had green trees and stuff, but yeah. Okay. And that is it. And then they show this one here, goes right back here. So this connects even with this, it fits in this notch here pretty much. You just stick that in like that and you can close that in there. It's pretty, in fact that does fit pretty seamless. Let's take a look at the bottom here. Make sure. I mean, look at that, it's pretty, fits pretty tight. Not a lot of strength on these plates yet, but yeah, that's pretty good there. And then this one goes on this side here. We'll take a look here and make sure. See, here it is here. We mirrored it. It's the same thing. So that just saves some time. A bunch of time. And I have to, oh, this is kind of messy here. Look at all that. Where do you start with this? You know, let's start with the ones with the lamp holders first. So, if it gets too messy, I have to slow it down a bit here. And oh, I see. So they're using this to lock this in here. Must have used a little bit of geometry to do that. Pretty clever. It's a good building technique right there if you want to scarf that up. Oh, I built 2 duplicates. Yeah, so this step here you're really going to have to go through very slow. These are pretty critical, so you got to make sure you get these right. Well, the whole thing's critical, you know. But see, now it's locked in, it won't move. And we need to make 2 of these with the angular bricks. So these are really used for a lot of anchors here. At least they're color coded, so you won't really totally mess up. At least I mean, I haven't royally messed up yet. Now this fits in here, so you're just going to have to swing that in. See, it still doesn't look like it fits in there all the way. There we go. You just have to wiggle that in there, and see, that's how they did it right there. So yeah, that's pretty much what they did. Stick that in there. They use this probably as an adjustable piece, so you can kind of make that fit as pretty snug as possible. And this one just goes back here in this area. So just have to put it in and wiggle it in there. Let's see. I mean, it sounds a bit crude. Maybe you want to start with the inside first. You can see I'm struggling in here right now. There it goes. Sound like I broke it. Well, it just came up. There we go. No, maybe not. See, it doesn't want to go in. It's like refusing to go. It's like off a little bit. And it bowed out, but this side did perfect. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm putting it in the wrong area. We'll blame the heat. I think it's late at night. It's probably in the hundreds still right now. So we'll blame that instead for me messing up. There we go. That fits in perfect. Okay. That's what I'm saying. We have to really follow these instructions down to the T, because matter of fact, no, I was say just leave that off, but this goes in here. So yeah, that's pretty sturdy. Remember that above ground pole that I made? Some of these building techniques would have came in handy for that. Using those little frying pans. I never thought about using those, but see, now it's pretty sturdy. That ain't going anywhere. Right, that was a long step, and we got to build 2 of these next. So may have to get a bigger table, and this is kind of crude right here. Yeah, that's basically, you do this piece first, and you set this on here. We got to make 2 of those, and they're just regular builds. So, and the whole thing is sloped off. I mean, it's just slopes. Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired, but I want to get this done. I'm already in it. I'm already in this far. I don't want to just say, oh, I'm done for the night, and just put it aside when I got a handful of parts left to go through. I really want to mess around with this. It looks pretty fun. And then these go where the slopes are facing down, like this, and these just fit in here to hide all those studs. So we used all those studs in there, and that's exactly what we did. Stick that one right here. Next time I'm going to have to probably back this up a bit more. See, this is just coming apart again. So the build quality, yeah, this is why this is recommended for 18 years of age and up. Basically, maybe I shouldn't say that. You basically have, it's rated for anybody who's got the patience to put this together. I think I should phrase it like that. There may be a young builder that has the time and the patience to really do this slow, or some adults will race through it like a speed build. Alrighty. Oh yeah, when I do these episodes, I film one a night. We could get some broken tiles too, the corner ones. So I don't film all these in one sitting. Some think I do. No, it would not be good to film these all in one night. And these just sit in here. It's just very crude. You think there'd have been a stud or something in there. Maybe they couldn't fit one in there, but... Ooh, where are you going? So... And I believe that's it, and that's great. We got up to bag 4. Now I'm not going to do bag 4 because my eyes are burning, but this is what we have left. Not too bad. So bag 1 was the chassis, bag 2 was the under portion of the ship, and bag 3 was some of the side construction. I'm just trying to get this index for the build. And so far, I am happy with this build. This is very enjoyable. This is very relaxing. It's not like some boring Minecraft set or something like that I build millions of. So even though I'm not a space guy, so far this is pretty good. This is pretty sturdy. Yeah, it feels a little bit flimsy, but you know, I mean, let's take a look at the landing gear here. Let's see how this works. So you just pull these out. I'll flip it over and show you. Now we just need some of those classic gray space plates. I think they were like 32 by 32 studs with little craters and stuff on them. Let's see, it sits like that. Now you wouldn't want to build with it sitting like this, but it's pretty sturdy. I mean, this is not sagging, it's not wiggly, it's sound. This is not cheap. This is not a cheap. For $100 though, so far it seems like you're getting what you paid for. And these just close right back up. So yeah. And we will continue on with bags 4, 5, and 6 in the next installment. Thank you for watching.